This week on TNA Xplosion, the Don West, you gotta be kidding me, top 5 trending topics of the week. In case you missed it, and in our main event, it's knockouts action as Mila Moore goes one-on-one with Sadè. But first, let's go back in time with From the Vault, presented by TNA Plus.
So, I figured I'd share that for everyone here watching Impact Wrestling Destination America. Right now, X Division title gonna rock and roll, man. You heard Kurt Angle say it right out here. First segment of the show, low key where you are. He's the first champ he called out. You're defending your title tonight, and here we have it.
This is the second of 4 championship matches here tonight. The Revolution retained their tag team titles earlier. Can Low Ki retain his championship here against Austin Aries? A very special night for Low Ki. Taz, as you know, Ki competed on the very first Impact Wrestling program, June 19th, 2002.
Yeah, I think you hit it great. I'm going to paraphrase, can't remember your exact words while Low Ki was coming out. I think you called him a very proud wrestler. That's what you said, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's accurate for sure. I mean, that's what Low Ki's about. How do you not respect that? It's just, you know, look, we talk about the X Division, how it's special. You heard Kurt Angle say that. Kurt Angle say that in that package, and how it makes us different and all that jazz. And that's true, man, because the X Division, it's a lifestyle. It's the way you change your performance out here. You take more risk.
It's not a weight class.
No, that's a little bit of confusion. You know, it's definitely not a weight class.
Low Ki, the second ever X Division champion, the first ever Ring of Honor world champion. And Taz, before these two get into it anymore, I want to congratulate you on your podcast dropping earlier today, the very first episode. WWE Hall of Famer Edge, your guest, great interview. And you can subscribe at play.it, iTunes. For more, go to radio.com, the Human Podcast Machine Show.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have, this month, going to have right here from Impact Wrestling, Matt Hardy will be a guest of mine shortly, and so will MVP. So, yeah, I'm really excited about it. Thanks for everybody downloading and subscribe. But right now, you see exchanging of holds by Ki and A-Double.
Split crowd here in the Manhattan Center for Austin Aries.
Look at that kip up, man.
And
Yeah,
Low Ki.
athleticism.
A lot of history between these two superstars. Aries goes low. Low Ki bent over. And don't blink in this match because you might miss something spectacular.
Dude, that was so quick, it was hard to tell if it was an arm drag or a Japanese arm drag. Different style where, that was a drop kick while a man was down. So that was on point by Austin Aries.
Aries into the cover, doesn't hook the leg, and he kicks out.
Yeah, this is Austin Aries. You know, he's a competitor that will systematically pick your body apart. Where I think Low Ki, as the X Division champion, is more explosive. He'll just come out and just take chances, be explosive. Aries a little more systematic, a little more cerebral.
Which style do you think has the advantage here in this matchup?
I love Low Ki. He's my homeboy from Brooklyn, but I would say more systematic, more strategy, and that's what Austin Aries is about.
The fact that Low Ki grew up just a subway ride away from here. Went to PS 104 Elementary School in Brooklyn. Oh! Tremendous counter there by Low Ki. Went to high school at Fort Hamilton in Brooklyn, covering a kick out by Austin Aries.
Fort Hampton, right off the Bell Park near the Verrazano Bridge. For those people that aren't from New York, we gotta share that with you. Right now, whoa, look at that. Landing on the apron.
Oh, but Aries rolls through.
Great job, right? See that? Awesome. See Brian Aries here.
This is what the X Division is all about. Ooh!
He got met with a nasty round kick by the X Division champion.
These are the kind of matches that I signed up for to call Impact Wrestling. Low Ki one-on-one with Austin Aries for the X Division title. Ki into the cover, hooks the leg, and a kick out by Austin Aries.
Oh, not for nothing. You've been here for a few segments. You kind of just slid right in and you're just rolling. I love you. Tip my cap to you.
Live TV.
I hear you.
And I learned from the best. I'm talking about you, no one else out there.
Please digress. Well, let's see what happens. Yeah, you got to be careful, Austin Aries, man. He will hook you quick to that brain buster and dump you on your head. He could beat you via submission with that last chancery he does. And
Low Ki shoots the half, cover here. Aries pops free at 2.
for those who've never seen Low Ki, the Xplosion champ, the man in yellow and black, never seen him do that key crusher. Whew, straight up nasty.
The thing about both these guys, and you just talked about it, they have a bevy of way to put away their opposition.
Exactly, they're balanced. Another round kick you saw there moments ago to the pectoral area, the chest region of Austin Aries.
Springboard by Ki.
Yep, nobody there. Again, smart in-ring style of Austin Aries, keeping his eye on his opponent even though he's in pain.
Still to come. Lashley, Rude 3 for the TNA World Heavyweight title. Austin Aries!
Oh!
Was Aries and what the there to take.
Well, to build up that foot speed in the ring, I mean, with such a short distance, you're not on a football field running 40, 50 yards. Shows the athleticism of a guy like Austin Aries.
And Austin Aries, perhaps sensing victory, missile drop kick. Smart by Low Ki, right, Taz, to get close to the ropes?
Yeah, that might be his best friend right now, but you got to be careful, Low Ki, because nowhere to go. With a drop kick where you're trapped in the corner, I think we're smelling a little brain buster here. It's counter, look at that.
Low Ki counters, calls this the bite of the dragon.
Tremendous submission. All of his own weight on the man's body. Great job. See how close Low Ki keeps his head and his face. Yep.
Grab the bottom rope there.
The tighter you keep a hold is when you put your face, your ear, your whole side of your head, you grind into the man. And that's what Low Ki's great at. Any great submissionist does that.
It's amazing to hear analysis from someone who's actually been in the ring as a former 3-time world champion like yourself. Precarious situation here for both Low Ki and Austin Aries. Man, this is a cool moment, Taz.
Oh yeah, audience here in the Manhattan Center kind of torn. Austin Aries, the challenger, might be on the cusp of a new champ here, buddy.
There have been 30 different X Division champions. Will Austin Aries become champion for a 6th time? Wow. Not so fast, says Low Ki. Low Ki became the champion in a fatal 4-way match towards the end of last year.
Looking for that cradle, maybe he's going for that key crusher from up there. Could you imagine, again, another round kick?
Remember, the championship was held in a state of abeyance. When Low Ki took advantage, and Austin Aries wants the title here tonight.
Might have lost a tooth. He set him up for the buster. Brain buster!
New champ! Aries rolls through, hooks the leg, and Austin Aries is the new X Division champion.
And new X Division champion, Austin Aries.
Sometimes, you know, when you see something special, Austin Aries delivered big time tonight in New York City, the new X Division champion.
A tremendous outing by both men. Low Ki, now unfortunately for him, the former champion. No shame in that. Great matchup by both men. Awesome stuff.
Still to come, the Knockouts take center stage as Mila Moore goes one-on-one with Sadè in our main event. But coming up next, did you miss anything from Impact? No problem, we'll get you all caught up. It's In Case You Missed It, next on Xplosion. Welcome back to TNA Xplosion, and now it's time for In Case You Missed It. The TNA World Championship is at stake in the first main event of TNA Thursday Night Impact live on AMC. Tonight in Dallas, Texas, the champion Frankie Kazarian trying to turn away the embattled challenger Mike Santana. Look out, going for the rolling 150, but a backstabber by Kazarian.
I hate backstabber. What a counter!
That's ironic. Here's the cover and a kick out by Santana. Take another look at this.
We got to look at this. Santana ready for the rolling buck 50. Kaz saw it coming and absolutely annihilates Santana with the backstabber. That is the wily veteran that is the world champion.
Driving the knees right into the spine. It hurts.
We're joined on commentary by the TNA and WWE Hall of Famer, the two-time TNA World Champion, Bully Ray. Right now, Frankie Kazarian looking to bully Mike Santana. Bully, I don't think that's a good strategy.
Santana's not having any of it right now. Sometimes that just fires a guy up, and if you look at I can look right in Santana's eyes right now, and I can tell you, he ain't having any of it. He's feeding off of it.
On Santana, absorbing that shot right back up onto his feet.
Santana, the hot-blooded Boricua from the Bronx.
Both these men ran into AJ Styles earlier on tonight. Styles said he couldn't recognize the man in Frankie Kazarian he met all those years ago right here in TNA. AJ Styles told Mike Santana to win back the TNA World title, become the standard of TNA once again.
It's a good old-fashioned chop, boys.
Just absorbing that kick from Kaz and firing back. There is no quit in Mike Santana.
In Santana's first climb to the championship, he did it for his heritage. He did it for TNA Wrestling. He did it for his daughter, Ariana. His own personal journey to sobriety helped fuel him to that moment at Bound for Glory back in October. Oh, super kick.
But Mike Santana has said that tonight is about him. Tonight he's doing it for himself.
Mark 50.
Is that enough?
Cover, stacks up the champion and a kick out.
It was like a super cutter.
Kazarian didn't have an answer with the backstabber like he did moments ago.
That was amazing.
We got to take another look back at this. Missed it before, had it spotted this time, and perfect. Rolling buck 50.
That's what he calls it, the rolling buck 50.
That's it. But not enough to put the world champion away.
There's one thing we know about Frankie Kazarian, Bully. He's grizzled, self-centered, and conniving. Over 30 years in this business, he'll do whatever it takes to hold on to the title tonight.
Grizzled, self-centered, and conniving. You're making my cold black heart feel so good, because that's what it takes sometimes to be a champion in this industry.
Hashtag TNA Impact now trending on social media. Thank you all for joining us live on AMC, AMC Plus, and TNA Plus.
As these two warriors win. Up
Oh,
top.
the Spanish fly! But Santana full of the gas!
Not done yet. Look at this. Kaz back and forth. Something's got to give here.
Oh, wait a minute! Oh, color red! Shades of amazing red! Oh, the kick out!
That was close.
What a series. What a back and forth. We got to take a look back at this.
This is awesome.
Code red. Shades of amazing red. Spanish fly. Shout out to the SATs in New York. Santana shooting from the hip to some of his inspirations, his mentors in this business.
I always wanted to be involved in a This Is Awesome jam. Justified, I tell you.
Frankie Kazarian is in trouble. We're in the proverbial deep water. Mike Santana came into this matchup with damage to the right arm caused months ago, and Frankie Kazarian got the knees up in time.
Saw it that time. And wait!
Oh, wait a minute! Angel's wings! Shades of his old tag team partner, Christopher Daniels, but it wasn't enough to keep Santana down.
Someplace CD is smiling.
Another founding father of TNA Wrestling with a long history with Frankie Kazarian. Kaz pulling out all the stuff, reaching deep into the toolbox, and now the chicken wing.
Go for the chicken wing. Santana felt this coming earlier. Now looking for the cover. Nearly had
He didn't have all of
Kazarian.
it. He didn't have all of it.
This is a battle of two generations of TNA wrestling. Oh, wait for the leg drop right to the back of the neck. Santana able to evade.
Right on that tailbone, boys.
Oh, going up top. Oh, and Kazarian very smart using his environment.
Both these guys have each other scouted. Look out!
Super cutter.
Slingshot cutter.
And follow it up. Classic Kaz.
Connecting with the leg drop. Here's the cover. Shoulders down. Oh, and a kick out.
digging deep. Santana's got to dig deep. He's breathing heavy. Guys, watch his chest. Look at his chest going up and down.
Watch this first. It was the cutter from Kaz, followed up immediately by the leg drop, but still was not enough to put Santana away. And look at this.
Frankie Kazarian grabbing a hold of his TNA World Championship belt.
He's bringing it in the ring. Is Kazarian getting desperate here?
The title cannot change hands on a disqualification.
Nobody knows that better than Kazarian.
The ref just realized that Frankie brought that championship into the ring.
The referee got rid of the belt. Hold on! Santana went for spin the block. Was it time for fade to black there by Kazarian? Santana's still alive.
Now these two warriors slugging it out. Center of the ring.
Put right to the face. Is it time for spin the block? Is Santana prepared to go for broke? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, down goes the referee. Kazarian was aiming for Santana.
I don't know if he got all of it, but it was enough to drop the ref.
Missing Santana by millimeters.
Up onto the shoulders, Santana. Oh! Kazarian raked the eyes of Santana, but the referee's down.
Now here we go!
Spin the block! Santana took his head off!
This is the moment, but the ref is down!
Well, Santana should be TNA World Champion!
The people are counting to 12, 13, 14. You're damn right. Right now, Mike Santana should be your new world champion.
Santana trying to get the referee back to his feet.
Was that his shot?
Frankie's going for it again, guys. Frankie's going for it again.
Not this. Not this. Oh, but the title belt right between the eyes.
And was that Mike Santana's moment? Gone in a flash. The referee down.
Oh, my God. No, 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 not this. Not this. Go for fade to black on the apron.
That is dangerous stuff on the apron, driving the tip of the head into the ring apron, the hardest part of the ring.
Where steel meets wood. Kazarian rolled Santana back inside. The referee has come to. Not like this. Kazarian looking to retain. Santana is still in this.
Wow. 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 Wow.
And wait, look at this! Santana immediately!
How is he doing this? Oh, Canadian Destroyer! Wait a minute! Spin the block!
Are you kidding me?
Spin the block! Oh, a kick out! No one's ever kicked out of spin the block! No one is kicked out of Mike Santana spin the block!
Ain't no way on God's green earth that happened!
Going for it again! Oh, wait a minute! Kazarian trying to escape! Shoulders down, kick out by Kaz! The champion's got to regroup! Oh, now Kazarian went for a spin the block! There it is! There it is!
Is that enough?
Mike Santana is back on top! Yes!
Here is your winner and new TNA World Champion, Mike Santana!
Mike Santana reclaims the TNA World title. But I do have to mention that Santino Marella said last week on Impact that whomever walks out with the TNA World title will give a rematch at Genesis to the former champion no matter what.
But for tonight, Mike Santana is a winner. Mike Santana is able to do it one more. Spin the block, was able to put Frankie Kazarian away and right the wrong a month ago.
How can you not be happy for this guy? Seriously, we've been on the ride with him. We know the story. He's got his championship back. Great job, Mike Santana. Congratulations, brother.
It's been an incredible night. Thank you for watching this evening. This story will continue this Saturday here in Dallas, live on pay-per-view and TNA Plus at the Genesis event. And now, here on TNA Xplosion, it's time for the Don West, you've got to be kidding me, top 5 trending topics of the week in honor of the late great TNA Hall of Famer, Don West. At number 5, with the TNA on AMC era officially underway this past weekend, we saw our first pay-per-view extravaganza of 2026 and that new era, TNA Genesis, for the second year in a row, coming to you from the Curtis Colwell Center in Dallas, Texas. It was an incredible night of action at Genesis. You can check it out now on demand on TNA Plus. At number 4, this past Thursday in Albuquerque, New Mexico, live on AMC, TNA Thursday Night Impact saw Knockouts action as Indy Hartwell went one-on-one with now 2-time Knockouts World Tag Team Champion M by Elegance, representing the entirety of the Elegance brand. Check out TNA's social and digital platforms as well as TNA Plus and see what went down in this Knockouts match. At number 3, speaking of knockouts, The Suit, Daria Ray, wasted no time on the premiere of TNA Thursday Night Impact live on AMC last week by introducing her first signing to the TNA roster, Elena Black. And last night, live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Elena Black spoke for the first time since her signing. What did Elena Black have to say, especially regarding the Knockouts World Championship picture? Check it out now on TNA Plus. At number 2, for the first time in over 2 years, Feast or Fired returned to TNA Wrestling. Live in Albuquerque, New Mexico on TNA Thursday Night Impact on AMC. Some TNA stars managed to capture title shots, and one discovered they're about to be fired. Check out TNA social and digital platforms and find out who will feast and who's fired. And at number 1, Albuquerque, New Mexico saw an incredible singles matchup. One half of the TNA World Tag Team Champions, Jeff Hardy, squaring off with the leader of Order 4, Mustafa Ali. Both Ali and Hardy were coming off of victories at the Genesis pay-per-view event and were meeting in singles competition for the first time in well over 4 years. Who walked out with the victory? Check it out now on TNA Plus. Still to come, the Knockouts are in action in our main event as Mila Moore goes one-on-one with Mara Sadè. But coming up next, we're going back to the vault where it was Bobby Lashley taking on Bobby Roode in a TNA World Championship match. That's next on Xplosion. Welcome back to TNA Xplosion. And now it's time for From the Vault, presented by TNA Plus.
The following contest scheduled for one fall is for the World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first from Denver, Colorado, Lashley.
The former TNA World Heavyweight Champion tweeted earlier today, quote, "It's time for me to fight for what is mine. Hashtag world title." Lashley, the Destroyer, has that opportunity live right now.
Talk about an all-business competitor. Talk about a man who's well-rounded. You're looking at him from the world of MMA to being just a world champion professional wrestler. His athleticism, his size, his pure power, his quickness, his anger, his rage. Good luck against this dude.
And it's all about the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. Taz, I want to get your thoughts throughout this match. How much is what happened earlier tonight with MVP and Kenny King going to play into the mindset of that man, the challenger, Lashley?
And his opponent from Toronto, Canada, the it factor of professional wrestling and your World Heavyweight Champion, Bobby Roode.
Bobby his second world title on October 29th, defeating Lashley 71 days ago. Significant because Bobby Roode's first title reign lasted 256 days, the longest in company history.
You can just feel this thing's gonna explode, buddy. Look at the eyes a moment ago of the challenger. There's the champion, Rude Lashley 3.
And here we go.
Damn right.
Champion, challenger not backing down. Rude Lashley 3 for the TNA World Heavyweight title.
So we're at the top of the show, right in front of this building, right here on 34th Street. It happened then and just segued in now.
What a debut for Impact Wrestling here on Destination America.
Whoa.
How quick is Lashley?
That double leg, he could have dumped him if he wanted. He shot that double quick.
Who will be champion next Friday night, January 16th? Our regular time slot on Destination America, 9 p.m. Eastern, every Friday. And we got word during the last commercial break, next week, Hardys versus the Wolves. So things just getting bigger and bigger.
That's definitely awesome. Speaking of awesome, man, this has just been such a big build-up for this match. Both these men, Josh, you know the deal. You know, you've got to know them a little bit. They're both so focused, you know, they're both so in the zone. They both live the life of a champion, you know what I mean?
And this is the strength and power of Lashley. Delayed vertical suplex.
Blood rushes to your head. Blood rushes right to your head. And then there's that landing.
Lashley floats over into the cover.
It's tough to follow up. Yeah, sure. The champ, Rude, able to kick out. Can't do much out of it, man. Your head starts spinning. I've had that happen to me with those delayed verticals. The blood really just, oh, whoa. Thank God he ducked.
Wild miss there by Lashley.
Quickly snatching like a pit bull. That side headlock goes the champion, Bobby Roode. It's tough to hang on to the challenger, though, so thick and strong.
We saw earlier tonight, Rude Lashley won, ended with a spear and a Lashley victory. Rude Lashley 2, nice counter by Bobby Roode, and he left as world champion.
Whoa. He's going for that crossface at the beginning of it from that armbar. But again, goes to the ropes, good ring presence. Oh, gets it though. You don't have it yet. I shouldn't say gets it. Almost, he does have it. Rude has on that crossface.
You like the strategy in the early goings, Taz?
Yeah, no, I do. I really do. Go for it quick. Try to win the match quick. That's what it's about. You don't get paid by the hour. You get paid to retain that title. And when you're a champion, you make more money. It's about making money. That's why you want to be the top dog. That's why you want to be the champion. Rude understands that, hence does Lashley. That's why Lashley wants this title so bad.
Wise move here by Bobby Roode. Let Lashley stand on the outside, think about it a little bit.
Yeah, sure. Frustrate, I should say, you know, the champ, the athlete that Lashley is.
Talk to me, though, about the champion's advantage that Roode has here tonight.
Well, I think that Roode has the advantage of that. Lashley's got to bring the fight to Roode. You know, and Roode's smart enough to understand that, even though he's bringing some heavy offense right now, because I think he knew that he had Lashley, you know, on the ropes, not technically, but you get my drift.
Yeah, slingshot crossbody there.
So I think that Roode is in a good position that the challenger has to bring the fight to him.
And the challenger can't become champion on the outside.
Correct. You got to get in the ring, obviously, both men. So and you mentioned earlier about MVP, you know, and the stuff with Kenny King. Is that renting space in the head of the challenger Lashley? I don't know. I don't think so. I think Lashley's so in his zone. He said it himself earlier tonight. It's about him. He knows this title opportunity, this show. This is about him.
Let me ask you this. Is it playing into the mind of the champion, Bobby Roode?
It could be. I mean, I'm a little surprised. Lashley, this is normally not his style, but he might be just trying to regroup, and Bobby Roode's smart enough not to allow it.
A very physical, hard-hitting main event for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship.
Well, as was Josh, you know, Lashley 1 and 2 were both hard-hitting, right? Smash mouth, physical. Not disappointing here. Oh! Talk about smash mouth.
What a clothesline there by Bobby Roode. There's no game plan for this.
Straight beast mode. Good gosh. Happy New Year. What do you do against a guy like Lashley?
A lot of social media back and forth throughout the weeks between these two. They both were ready for a fight here tonight. Oh, what a collision! And Lashley's down.
Rude, the champ, smart, using his quickness, his speed to his advantage.
Bobby Roode, certainly a wrestler's wrestler.
Oh, yeah, that's a great way to describe him, my friend. That's what he is.
And Roode up from the second. Calculated move there by Bobby Roode. Cover, will Roode retain, and Lashley pops free at 2.
Notice every offensive move that the champion Roode is hitting, he's doing on the run to get that momentum, to break down that size difference. Very smart by the champ.
Short arm reversal there by Bobby Roode.
Spine buster, might get
Cover,
it.
leg is hooked, and Lashley somehow, some way, gets the inside shoulder up at 2.
That's that Matt sense. You know, being an amateur wrestler his whole life, meaning Lashley knows how to get off his back quick, get a shoulder up.
Bobby Roode now just waiting, stalking.
You go Roode bomb up.
Lashley slips out the back.
Again, the strength, right?
Just like that, Lashley takes control, planting Bobby Roode. Shoulders down.
Whoa, I thought we had a new champ, man. Lashley looks red hot right now.
Bobby Roode able to retain for the time being. Lashley, relentless now.
Yeah, relentless is the right word because he's not stopping. He's just bringing it. All right, maybe go for a superplex, I would assume. Excellent counter job by the champ, Roode.
Shots to the ribs there. Now the kidneys.
Double axe handle right on the kidney. The liver area, and smart.
And Bobby Roode create a counter here.
If he can slam him, and it'd basically be a power bomb.
Tremendous hand strength, though. This time Roode gets Lashley. Power bomb in the center of the ring, and Bobby Roode.
Running sit-out power bomb, still not able to defeat the challenger.
Roode's got to find another way now to put away Lashley here. What a match.
We knew it was going to be epic, man, and it is. His own version, maybe. Yep. Roode bomb by Lashley.
Lashley, the challenger, hooks the leg, hands locked.
Talk about trying to disrespect the champ. That sends a message.
And now
Speaking
Lashley,
of messages, yeah.
Poised, primed, ready to go. Bobby Roode doesn't know what awaits him. Lashley, blood in his mouth, looking for the spear. Roode slips out of the way, and Bobby Roode with the spear. You take my move, I'll take yours, and I'll beat you with it. Not so fast.
Great stuff. Throughout this intense physicality for the biggest prize we have, the world title, they're playing head games. I respect that. Whoa, look at this here. MVP, Kenny King in tow, and
well, we saw what happened before the break. MVP.
Backstage, yeah, backstage we saw that, and who are these guys with these masks?
MVP said earlier, I'm gonna bring the family back. Roode looking for the Roode bomb. Lashley stacks up the champion. Roode counters into the submission.
Crossface City here, buddy. Crossface.
Will Lashley tap?
It's in tight, real tight.
Lashley may have no choice but to tap out here. Does Lashley have enough wherewithal to come back here?
How did he do that? He just stood up from a crossface.
Yes. Lashley.
Got him set for
in
the
harm's way. Bobby Roode floats over. Lashley down, and no! Lashley kicked out again.
Going back to that crossface. Tenacious for sure. Gonna be tough to get Lashley to tap out.
And this time, Taz, it's in the center of the ring.
Come on, MVP, get out of here. Take your crew, these guys, whatever. Get a world title match here.
It's been an incredible match thus far. You'd hate to see MVP, Kenny King, or these two masked men get involved, and right on cue.
Kenny King snatching the ankle or something of Hebner, the ref. Oh, come on.
Well, the night began with Kenny King taking a cheap shot. And King does it again. And then,
wait, that's Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle was in the street fight early with MVP.
It's 4-on-1 though.
Oh, that's big time redemption on MVP's part towards Angle.
Still got a championship match going on here.
Yeah, I know. We need a ref or something. I mean,
Bobby Roode surveying his environment. The masked men are...
what the?
Taz?
Low key. And Joe, what the heck? And here comes EY, Eric Young.
EY.
It's Rude's best friend right there. What the heck's the deal with Low Key and Joe? And I don't get this.
Oh, wait!
No! No! EY! Why? No! What the hell happened here?
Bobby Roode spoke passionately about his friendship with EY, Eric Young.
From back in the days, Team Canada, the whole thing, the whole history, turns on his best friend?
Well, Roode's back to a vertical base spear!
Oh no, Roode's in trouble! Roode's in trouble!
Lashley's gonna pick up the pieces. Lashley is gonna pick up the scraps and become the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
Your winner and new World Heavyweight Champion, Lashley.
Man, a lot of unanswered questions. What the heck's going on? What did MVP orchestrate here? We got a new world champion, history-making moment. What happened, Josh?
What did we just see?
Well, coming up next, it's our main event as Mila Moore faces off with Mara Sadè in knockouts action. This match is next on Xplosion. Welcome back to TNA Xplosion, and now it's time for our main event.
Following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Long Island, New York, Mila Moore.
We are set for action here at the Curtis Colwell Center in Dallas, Texas, the site of the premiere of TNA Thursday Night Impact on AMC. Every Thursday you can catch Impact on AMC beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern. New era, new home, new stage for TNA.
But same old amazing action from top to bottom, and we're seeing it here on Xplosion. And her opponent from Duke City, New Mexico, Mara Sadè.
Mara Sadè ready for action here in Dallas, Texas. TNA Wrestling is going to be in her home city of Albuquerque, New Mexico. You can check out all the action on TNA Plus as it begins to roll out on AMC and, of course, right here on Xplosion. Opportunity for Mara Sadè to return to her home, the Duke City.
Indeed, she calls herself the Go-Getter, and she is ready to get after it here tonight.
Mara Sadè ready to go one-on-one with Mila Moore, two of the newer knockouts. Of course, Mila Moore, a recent signing to TNA Wrestling. Mara Sadè, we got used to her over the last year. Mila Moore has associated herself with the likes of Tessa Blanchard, Victoria Crawford, and that scumbag from NXT, Robert Stone.
Indeed, she has, and I mean, I hate to say it, but I can kind of understand why Mila would do that. She's looking for her place in the Knockouts locker room, and I mean, there's a lot of history, a lot of tenure with Tessa Blanchard and Victoria Crawford when you look at the respective careers of the two. So it makes sense that she'd want to, you know, sit under that learning tree, and we see what she's learned so far.
I was going to say, tell me how you really feel about that learning tree.
Listen, I am doing my job just like I said I would, and Mara Sadè's doing her.
Big right hands here by Mara Sadè, who's been underneath the learning tree, speaking of learning trees, the Hardys at times here in TNA Wrestling, and she's had her dealings especially with Ryan Nemeth.
Indeed she has, and I won't keep my opinion to myself on that one. It's very fulfilling to watch her kick Ryan in the face over and over and over.
Knee right to the back of the neck. Here's the cover, hook to the leg, and a kick out by Mila Moore. Well, now Mara Sadè, she'd be calling for that super kick here. Nearly ended this thing, and Mila Moore got out of dodge.
And Mila Moore almost ended up with a sucker in her hair.
Now Mara Sadè out after Mila Moore, tosses Moore back inside. Well, now Mila Moore, hold on, trying to use the ropes there, looked like to her advantage. Mara Sadè aware of it, and Moore able to catch Sadè amongst the ropes, getting back into the ring.
Oh.
Up onto the shoulders, great strength shown here by Mila Moore. Throat first into the top rope goes Sadè.
I mean, I will say this about Mila Moore. She's not just a pretty face. She's also a powerhouse. She's got a lot of aggression in there. Don't let the model-esque appearance fool you.
Mila Moore, who's trained at the foundation of professional wrestling in Orlando, Florida, under TNA's own Ace Steel. Very promising, obviously the reason why TNA Wrestling signed her. What do you think the future looks like for Moore, especially alongside Blanchard and Crawford, as you mentioned?
Well, I mean, when you are aligned with people like that, you never know what's going to happen, especially when you've got people who are willing to do whatever it takes to help you succeed. But I guess only time will tell. She's got to get through Mara Sadè first.
Drop kick there by Sadè. Big forearm shiver in the corner by Mara Sadè. Off the ropes, there's a sling blade. Hook to the inside leg and a power out there by Mila Moore.
Mara Sadè's trying to gain her composure.
Now Moore, look out. Oh, dropping that leg right across the midsection. Is it enough? Hook to the leg there and a kick out. That time spent repositioning might have cost Mila Moore. And we invite you to head to TNAWrestling.com and find out if TNA is coming to a city near you. In the near future, we'll be in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The hometown of Mara Sadè, and that super kick. Not to mention Nashville, Atlanta, and New Orleans.
Oh, but we know where Mara Sadè's going, all the way up.
Moore is down. Sadè off the super kick. There's the moonsault. Cover. Mara Sadè beats Mila Moore.
Here is your winner, Mara Sadè!
An incredible win for Mara Sadè. She's calling herself the go-getter, and she is starting 2026 off right.
I mentioned Mara Sadè has learned a thing or two from the Hardys and their extreme past. The Hall of Famer Lita would be proud of that moonsault we just saw.
Amen. Yes, she would.
Mara Sadè puts away Mila Moore here in Dallas, Texas on TNA Xplosion.